PACIS TV, the number one Catholic television in Africa.
PACIS TV, ta vie renouvelée en Jésus-Christ.
PACIS TV, the number one Catholic television in Africa.
PACIS TV.
A very good evening to you and welcome back on PACIS TV English News Edition. My name is Benjamin Kwizera. These are top stories tonight. The religious sisters of Community of Charity of Jesus and Mary are on an 8-day retreat in their house in Kibeho. They affirm that the retreat is important for people consecrated to God because it helps them to draw strength that sustains them in their vocation. A total of 146 military personnel, including officers and soldiers of other ranks, have completed a 7-week military police training course focused on discipline and VIP protection. Residents of Nyabimatanta sector in hilly areas of Nyaruguru district, whose livelihood depends on farming, say that irrigation infrastructure brought closer to them for watering their crops on the hills will help them to overcome the challenges they had to face. In international news tonight, U.S. President Donald Trump has confirmed that he was secretly moved to a different aircraft after the NATO summit in Ankara, Turkey last month because of the secret services and the U.S. military believed there was a potential security threat. Welcome to our news in the details tonight. The religious sisters of the Community of Charity of Jesus and Mary are on 8-day retreat in their house in Kibeho. They affirm that the retreat is important for people consecrated to God because it helps them to draw strength that sustains them in their vocation, not to be carried away by worldly things and to pay more attention to vulnerable people. Sisters.
My name is Nisha Roshan Topo. My congregation is Sisters of Charity of Jesus and Mary, and I am living in Kibeho community since from 2004 till now. And I am making a retreat now for 8 days in Kibeho. The theme of our retreat is perfection as a religious life, perfection in the Christian's life. And it is very fruitful for me as I am making retreat to be with Jesus 8 days. And it is helping me to reach in the perfection slow by slow as I experience through my reflection by the word of God how much I am perfection to find the love of God. As our charism is God is love, and to reach in that love we have to read the word of God from Bible, which is helps to reach in the perfection, and that perfection to reach we have to participate faithfully in the Holy Mass, adoration, and personal prayer. And as I go through my life in the world, we are not perfect really. We are sinners. And to reach that perfection, we have to have faithful and clean ourselves, our mind, heart, and body, and to be fidelity in the prayer and to reach in that love as God has sent me to proclaim the love of God. Unless I reach in that perfection, I cannot give the love of Jesus to the people. So I need to reach first in that love and give to the others, as our founders said, give the love to the others, the poor, marginalized, where the love of Jesus doesn't reach. And it is my mission to do that. And this retreat is helping me, encouraging me, consoling me to reach in that place to give the love.
Well, in security, a total of 146 military personnel, including officers and soldiers of other ranks, have completed a 7-week military police training course focused on discipline and VIP protection. The training was conducted at the Gako Military Academy through cooperation between the Rwanda Defense Forces (RDF) and the Qatar Armed Forces, and concluded on 11th of August 2026. News in details. A total of 146 military personnel, including officers and soldiers of other ranks, have completed a 7-week military police training course focused on discipline and VIP protection. The training was conducted at Gako Military Academy through cooperation between Rwanda Defense Forces (RDF) and Qatar Armed Forces, and concluded on 11th of August 2026. The graduation ceremony was presided over by the Chief of Defense Staff of the Rwanda Defense Forces, General Mubaraka Muganga. It was attended by Qatar's ambassador to Rwanda, Mansour Al-Hajiri, senior officers from Qatar Armed Forces, as well as generals and senior officers from the RDF. The training focused on key military police responsibilities, including the protection of high-ranking officials and VIPs, counter-terrorism operations, urban combat techniques, and management of demonstrations and civil unrest. Delivering a message on behalf of the Commander-in-Chief of the Rwanda Defense Forces, the Chief of Defense Staff congratulated the graduates for their commitment and discipline throughout the training. He commended them for acquiring the knowledge and skills required to perform their duties effectively. General Mubaraka Muganga emphasized the importance of strengthening cooperation between the armed forces of Rwanda and Qatar, noting that the training was another milestone in growing partnership between the two militaries. He reaffirmed Rwanda's commitment to further strengthening the partnership through military training, the exchange of knowledge and expertise, and other activities of mutual benefit for both countries. The representative of Qatar Armed Forces thanked the leadership of the Rwanda Defense Force for support and assistance provided throughout the training. He also commended the strong cooperation and cordial relations between the two armed forces, noting that this contributed significantly to the success of the trainings. Well, from security-related news to trade, cross-border traders in Kamembe and MURI sectors have been urged to embrace continuous learning and introduce innovations into their businesses and promote peace within their families and workplaces. The call was made by the Bishop of Cyangugu, His Lordship Edward Sinayobye. More report. Cross-border traders in Kamembe and MURI sectors have been urged to embrace continuous learning, introduce innovations into their businesses, and promote peace within their families. The training brings together 125 women and 50 young people engaged in cross-border trade at Rusizi 1 and Rusizi 2 border post in Rusizi district. It is the second phase of training organized by the Cyangugu Justice and Peace Commission with the support from the International Organization for Migration, IOM, through Catholic Relief Services, CRC Rwanda. Participants including Mukankurunziza Faida and Alexiano Muchiza say that the training will equip them with important knowledge and skills needed to improve their businesses and strengthen their relationships with others. Officially opening the training, Rusizi District Vice Mayor in charge of Economic Development, Alfredi Habimana, commended the organizers for investing in the traders' capacity building. He emphasized the importance of equipping people with practical skills, saying that instead of teaching someone how to eat fish, it is better to teach them how to fish. He urged the participants to make the most of the training and apply the knowledge and skills they gain to improve their livelihoods. The Bishop of CYANGWA, His Lordship Edward Sinayobye, also encouraged the participants to work hard so that they can contribute to the development and well-being of their families. He urged them to embrace continuous learning and innovation in their businesses, while also encouraging them to promote peace both at their workplaces and within their families. The training is being conducted under the CRC project aimed at supporting small-scale cross-border traders. The project helps traders form savings and lending groups, enabling them to increase their business capital. It also supports them in addressing violence and trauma they may experience in the course of their trade, while promoting peaceful coexistence and sustainable peace within their communities. Well, from trade to agriculture, the residents of Nyabimata sector in hilly areas of Nyaruguru district, whose livelihood depends on farming, say that the irrigation infrastructure brought closer to them for watering their crops, and the hills will help them to overcome the challenge they had of not being able to farm during seasons B and C due to soil dryness. News in detail. Residents of Nyabimata sector in the hilly areas of Nyaruguru district, whose livelihood depends on farming, say that the irrigation infrastructure brought closer to them for watering their crops on the hills will help them to overcome the challenge they had of not being able to farm during season B and C due to soil dryness. In the hills of Ruhingasel, Nyabimata sector, residents are about to start using infrastructure known as dam sheets, which help in storing and distributing water for crop irrigation. This project is intended to help farmers in the area who grow crops on the hills such as wheat, potatoes, beans, and sweet potatoes. Beata Mukamana, Emmanuel Sindikugabo, and Francine Mukandekizi, who live in this area, say that they are happy about this project because it will help them to overcome the challenge of only being able to farm in one season, especially season A. They explain that during season B and C, the dry season and intense sunshine cause their soil to become dry, making it impossible to farm well or get good yields. So far in Kimuzi village, Nyabimata sector, 23 hectares will be used for irrigated farming using this water. The mayor of Nyaruguru district, Dr. Emmanuel Murwanashyaka, while officially launching this infrastructure, said its purpose is helping residents increase agricultural production both during the dry season, the summer, and even when rainfall is low. He also said there are plans to see how this hill irrigation system can be extended to other parts of Nyaruguru district where it is possible, so that residents can farm all year round and increase production. The mayor of Nyaruguru district also asks residents to understand their role in protecting the infrastructure they have been given, to consider it as their own and to make good use of it. Dr. Emmanuel Murwanashyaka says residents should continue farming in all seasons, but also keep putting effort into building terraces where they don't yet exist, in order to conserve water and fight soil erosion. This way, he says, the land will remain productive and agriculture will continue to develop. Well, after a short commercial break, we're coming back with international news tonight.
Bwa mbere nza gusaba akazi hano nari nabitekerejeho mbabarire murakoze mu by'ukuri numvaga mfite ubushobozi ndetse n'ubushake.
So kutiteguye bihagije nuko utaryama neza. Rwanda Farm, le paradis du matelas.
Yemwe byashuri bose bashaka ni College Fondation Sinagera.
Mama we.
Iri ni ishuri ribumbata icyerekezo cy'u Rwanda twifuza, kuko ritanga uburezi buhamye mu mashuri y'inshuke, abanza, icyiciro rusange ndetse n'amashami y'imyuga n'ubumenyingiro mu buhinzi, ubworozi, food processing, ubwubatsi, ubukanishi bw'ibinyabiziga, fashion design, gutunganya imisatsi, ububaji n'ubusuderi. Hari n'amasomo y'igihe gito short courses mu mashami yavuzwe haruguru aherekezwa na pratique zihagije kuko abanyeshuri bigira mu nganda za Sina Gerard. Sina Gerard International Football Academy yigisha abana guhera ku myaka 6 gucunga ruhago sawa sawa, atletisme, imbyino nyarwanda no kwiga amategeko y'umuhanda no gutwara ibinyabiziga nabyo biri mu nyongera y'amasomo. Abana biga amashuri y'incuke n'abanza basoza ibyo byiciro bose bazi gutwara igare. Umwana wa segonderi we atahana uruhusa rwo gutwara ibinyabiziga. Witinda kwandikisha umwana ku ishuri kuri Nyirangarama cyangwa ku mashami ya Sina Gerard Entreprise Urwibutso hose mu gihugu. Ku bindi bisobanuro hamagara 0788535123 cyangwa 0788535999. Twubaka ubukungu bushingiye ku bumenyi.
Icy'ingenzi ntabwo ari ukugira diplome ya kaminuza. Uyu munsi birahagije kuganira n'umuntu byonyine ukamenya ko yize muri kaminuza ibonetse yose cyangwa se ko yize muri kaminuza Gatolika y'u Rwanda, Catholic University of Rwanda, by'umwihariko mu ishami ryayo rya Kigali. Ubu abazi guhitamo neza batangiye kwiyandikisha muri Catholic University of Rwanda Kigali campus ikorera Nyamirambo. Abashaka kwiga mu mashami y'uburezi kwiyandikisha mu gihembwe kizatangira mu kwezi kwa gatatu, March intake, byaratangiye muri postgraduate diploma in education PGDE. Ababiga muri weekend. Hatangwa kandi amasomo muri Department of Education in Sciences mu mashami ya Economics and Computer Science, Mathematics and Computer Science, Mathematics and Geography na Mathematics and Economics. Hari kandi Department of Education in Arts and Social Sciences mu mashami ya English and Kinyarwanda, English and French, French and Kinyarwanda, English and Kiswahili, Economics and Entrepreneurship, English and History, Economics and History na Economics and Geography. Uhitamo kwiga ku manywa cyangwa se mu biruhuko. Twakira kandi abanyeshuri bafite A1 muri education bakeneye gukomeza amasomo yabo ku rwego rwa A0. Iyandikisha unyuze kuri wa@CUR.AC.RW. Wanahamagara cyangwa ukandika ubutumwa kuri 0783188626 cyangwa 0733214678 cyangwa 0778524198. Wanandika email kuri curkigalcampus@gmail.com.
Burya inzozi z'umwana zitangirira ni mu ishuri ritanga uburezi bufite ireme. Iryo shuri nta rindi ritari Ecole Saint-Anibal.
Ishuri Saint-Anibal ubu ryatangiye kwandika abanyeshuri bazaryigamo umwaka w'amashuri wa 2026-2027.
Twakira abana guhera muri materineri ya mbere, iya kabiri n'iya gatatu ndetse no mu mashuri abanza kuva mu mwaka wa mbere kugeza mu mwaka wa gatanu.
Muri Ecole Saint-Anibal abana bahabwa uburere n'ubumenyi bufite ireme. Akarusho ku mwana wize muri iki kigo kandi nuko abadudubiza Icyongereza n'Igifaransa.
Kubira ishuri ari ry'abapadiri b'abarogationiste bituma umwana uharerewe akurana indangagaciro za gikristu.
Ushaka kwandikisha umwana wawe tugana Ibwerankori ahazwi nka Kimisange ni mu murenge wa Kigarama mu karere ka Kicukiro. Dukora kuva ku wa mbere kugera ku wa gatanu mu masaha ya mbere ya saa 6.
Ku bindi bisobanuro wahamagara kuri telefone ubona kuri ekra yawe. Tegura hazaza heza h'umwana wawe umujyana muri Ecole Saint-Anibal.
Bakerarugendo namwe bashyitsi mugenda mu karere ka Muhanga no mu tundi turere two mu ntara y'Amajyepfo n'intara y'Iburengerazuba, namwe mwese mukeneye serivisi za hotel ni muze nimugera mu mujyi wa Muhanga mukomeze gato. Nimugera i Kabgayi murahasanga hoteli yiteguye kubakirana urugwiro. Iyo nta yindi ni Hotel Saint-Andre Kabgayi. Hotel Saint-Andre Kabgayi tugufitiye serivisi zitandukanye za bar na restaurant kandi zitanga ubuhanga n'icyubahiro ku mukiriya utugana. Tubafitiye kandi imikino itandukanye ifasha abatugana kuruhuka nka piscine wogera mu karuka mu mutwe, imyicungo igezweho abana bidagaduriramo bagataha banezerewe, tennis na table game bakunze kwita biyari, igisoro ndetse na volley yo ku mucanga bakunze kwita beach volley mukunda muri benshi nayo nitwayibagiwe. Ikindi nuko muri Hotel Saint-Andre Kabgayi twakira inama zitandukanye kuko tubafitiye ibyumba byiza by'inama utasanga ahandi byaba bito ndetse n'ibishobora kwakira abantu benshi, ariko by'akarusho tukaba tubafasha no gukora inama mukoresheje ikoranabuhanga mu gihe mutari kumwe mu cyumba. Ku bifuza serivisi za catering Hotel Saint-Andre Kabgayi, amafunguro n'ibinyobwa tubibagerezaho ku gihe. Tubafitiye ibyumba byiza byagutse biri mu byiciro bitandukanye, harimo n'ibyo bakunze kwita suite mu ndimi z'amahanga, ndetse byose ukaba ubibona ku giciro cyiza. Muri make ugeze muri Hotel Saint-Andre Kabgayi ahora yifuza kugaruka kubera uburyo yakiranwe ubwuzu n'icyubahiro tutasanga ahandi, kuko serivisi tuzitanga kinyamwuga kandi zishingiye ku ndangagaciro za kizizi. Ku bindi bisobanuro waduhamagara kuri telefone ziri kuri ekara yawe cyangwa ukatwandikira unyuze ku mbuga nkoranyambaga zacu zitandukanye. Hoteli Saint-Andre Kabgayi, imfura mu mahoteli mu gutanga serivisi nziza inoze kandi ku gihe.
Ni murikagurisha mpuzamahanga
BSF yateguye imurikagurisha mpuzamahanga ku nshuro ya 29 rizabera i Gikondo mu mujyi wa Kigali kuva ku itariki ya 28 Nyakanga kugeza ku ya 17 Kanama 2026. Ibihugu bigera kuri 20 byose bizaba biri mu rw'imisozi igihumbi. Buri gicuruzwa, service cyangwa kwidagadura wifuza byose bizaba bihari. Imiryango izaba ifunguye buri munsi guhera saa 3 za mu gitondo kugera saa 4 z'ijoro. Kubifuza kumurika ibyo bakora nababwira iki? Imiryango irafunguye. Hamagara 0785 imurikagurisha mpuzamahanga Expo uritegurirwa n'urugaga rw'abikorera PSF ifatanyije na Minisiteri y'Ubucuruzi n'Inganda Minicom.
Babivuze ukuri kuwiza imyuga acukubiri n'ubushomeri maze agatangira gukirigita ifaranga. Mu ishuri umushumba mwiza TSS niho honyine wakwiga imyuga ku rwego rwa AD, irimo guteka ibizwi nka food and beverage operations, ubudozi cyangwa fashion design.
Abashaka kandi kwiga by'igihe gito namwe twabatekerejeho, kuko tubigisha gutunganya imisatsi, ubutetsi n'amahoteli. Ushobora no kwiga mu mezi 3, 6 cyangwa umwaka, ndetse n'ishami ry'ubuhinzi no gutunganya umusaruro. Ni mutugane.
Umuryango umushumba mwiza kandi ubafitiye n'ishuri ribanza ry'ikitegerezo rya Ecole Saint-Agnes guhera mu y'inshuke kugeza usoje abanza.
Ngwino wandikisha umwana wawe hakiri kare, kuko twatangiye kwandikisha abashaka gutangirana n'umwaka w'amashuri mu kwezi kwa 9.
Ishuri umushumba mwiza TSS na Ecole Saint-Agnes aherereye i Remera mu Giporoso, ahazwi nko ku Cyamitsingi.
Ku bindi bisobanuro wahamagara kuri nimero mubona kuri ekara zanyu.
Well, welcome to our international news tonight. US President Donald Trump has confirmed that he was secretly moved to a different aircraft after the NATO summit in Ankara last month because of the secret services and US military believed there was a potential security threat. Speaking to reports on Tuesday, the 11th of August 2026, Donald Trump said he followed instructions from his security team and military officials who wanted him to leave Turkey abroad a different aircraft. The revelation follows the reports that Trump did not actually leave Ankara aboard the aircraft that appeared to be carrying him. According to reporting by the Washington Post, Trump was secretly transferred from Air Force One to a smaller military aircraft in an elaborate security operation intended to conceal his movements. The operation was reportedly prompted by an Iranian assassination threat against the president. The Associated Press said it had not been independently confirmed the details of the reported threat. Trump has arrived in Turkey aboard a newly retrofitted Boeing 747. Well, from United States of America to Vatican, His Holiness Pope Leon. Well, that is the end of our news tonight, but before we close, let's go back to the top stories. The religious sisters of the community of the Charity of Jesus and Mary are on 8-day retreat in their house in Kibeho. They affirm that the retreat is important for people consecrated to God because it helps them to draw strength that sustains them in their vocation. A total of 146 military personnel, including officers and soldiers of other ranks, have completed a 7-week military police training course focused on discipline and VIP protection. Residents of Nyabimata sector in hilly areas of Nyaruguru district, whose livelihood depends on farming, say that the irrigation infrastructure brought closer to them for watering their crops on the hills will help them to overcome the challenges they had of not being able to farm during seasons B and C due to soil dryness. In international news, US President Donald Trump has confirmed that he was secretly moved to a different aircraft after the NATO summit in Ankara, Turkey, last month because the Secret Service and the US military believed there was a potential security threat. Well, it was a very huge privilege to be with you tonight, and of course, I wish you a very wonderful night. My name is Benjamin Kwizera. Bye-bye.